everybody. It is Craig, Whispering Storyteller here. I hope you are well. And welcome to my review of April. I do this every month just to kind of a quick ramble about how the month has gone. I hope you've had a good April. So, it is Sunday the 28th of April, and the time is 6:35 p.m. It's really sunny outside, but cold still, very cold. It hasn't been the best day weather-wise. We've had a lot of rain and wind, but today it's the best it's been. Still a little cold for spring. I'm just enjoying the ambience here. How nice and peaceful and quiet it is. And I hope you are nice and relaxed too. Wherever you are, or whenever you are listening to this. So the first thing I want to talk about for this month was thank you last week. I did a video on the beachfront and I talked about my good friend Paula, who has now passed. And I just want to say a heartfelt thank you to everybody who sent me such kind messages. It really meant a lot to me. And you know, some of them even made me a little teary. But in a nice way. Such beautiful words, and I'm so grateful for my lovely subscribers out there. You who've been so kind to me and really sent in words of comfort, and yeah, it was so nice. And of course, I'm still trying to come to terms with what's happened to Paula. And a celebration of life, her family have announced that it's going to be this Thursday, the 2nd of May. And I've spoke to my employers and they are happy to give me some time, which is lovely because I've just started working there. I'm going to take the day off on Thursday and she's going to have a drive-by of the beach in the hearse, which is going to be incredibly poignant. And then there's going to be a private family service, followed by a celebration of life where everybody is invited who knew Paula. And the briefing is that everybody wears the brightest clothes that they can find. And that's so fitting because Paula was such a vibrant, positive person, who was always seen in her brightest clothes, and yeah, it would be super nice to pay our respects to Paula and come together as a collective and dedicate the whole day to her memory and the memory that is going to live on. There's also a brief to wear bright red lipstick, because Paula was renowned for wearing a bright red lipstick for when she felt grey, when she felt a little bit under the weather. So I think even the guys will be wearing lipstick. It's such a nice way to tribute her life. You know, she did a lot of fundraising for cancer research, and one of the things that she had arranged was the Relay for Life. Now, the Relay for Life takes place in a stadium nearby, and the idea is that she creates a tag team, if you like, and we go round this track endlessly for 22 hours. So we can swap over as long as somebody in the team is constantly going around the track. So I joined Paula's team in January, and she was so determined to get there. She said even if she was in a hospital bed, she would be wheeled around the track. So the idea is you can run, you can walk, you can do the tango, you can walk backwards. The idea is you can be as creative as you want, but the idea is you just keep going round the track and passing over to somebody else if you get tired. And it's called the Relay for Life. Now, I've decided I'm still going ahead with it to raise money for cancer research and, of course, to honour Paula's memory. If anybody out there wants to donate for this wonderful cause, I'll put the link in the description, and of course you don't have to do so. I know that times are hard at the moment, but just putting it out there, if anybody did want to, even a small donation, it would be so gratefully received, and I would be grateful, Paula would be grateful, and Paula's team would be grateful. But please don't worry if you can't. I'm just putting it out there, that's all. So that's going to be taking place in July. Yeah. So that's the update on Paula. The other thing that's been happening for April was I started a new job, as I'm sure you remember. Now I started the new job on the 25th of March, and it's now my 6th week in, so tomorrow will be my 6-week anniversary. And in this time, it's been wonderful. So I've been to London. I did a 2-day meeting there, and I haven't been to London for quite a few years now, but it was nice to kind of go back. And it was nice to meet the team that I'm working with. And they're so nice. It's such a nice vibe about the job that I have. I mean, it's incredibly busy, of course, but everybody is so friendly, everybody is so welcoming and supportive. I just can't praise them enough. One thing I've had to get used to is prior to 2019, I worked for a bank for many, many, many years. I worked, it was almost 20 years actually. And when I left that sedentary desk job, I took a year out, COVID hit. I've told the story many times. But this is my first job back in that style of role, if you like. After COVID, I went into retail. I went into logistics with Amazon. And this was me returning back to a job that I was quite familiar with, internal communications, etc. But what I didn't realise was the whole working from home culture which has created since then. And Microsoft Teams, that's a new thing for me. That did not exist back in 2019. So now the whole virtual meeting culture where, we can work from home, which is great, but meeting after meeting is on virtual, on a video. So I've had to learn how to use Microsoft Teams. Breakout rooms, all of that jazz. And it's marvellous. It's how much you can do. You can record presentations, you can stream. I can't believe how it's grown arms and legs in the time since I've had this kind of role. What's your experience with Microsoft Teams? Do you like it, or do you prefer face-to-face style meetings? It'd be good to get your thoughts. Me, I'm absolutely loving the fact that I work from home. I can walk the dog, I can stick clothes in the washing machine or on the washing line, if it's not raining, of course. I can go out and do a quick chore. I can go to the shops. I just like the freedom that it gives me. There is a very, very small percentage of travel involved in it. It's a 45-minute drive to the office when I do have to go in. But that is no hardship. It's just straight on the motorway down to where I need to be. So altogether it's about a 2-hour drive there and back-ish. But I'm enjoying the job a lot. The people I work with are amazing, and I think connecting with your work colleagues where you become like a family where you support each other and you all have different skill sets. It's a really nice environment to be in. I really like it. I joined the gym last week. So I figured because I was working from home a lot, my Fitbit would be completely buzzing every few minutes to say that I hadn't moved. So I thought, alright, I don't want to start piling on the weight. So I went and joined the gym. Now, many years ago when I worked for the bank, I used to be in one of the posh corporate licenses for the gyms. I used to go swimming and the gym every weekday almost. It was an exclusive members club, one of those really posh ones. David Lloyd it was. But that ended, obviously, when I left the job. But now this place I've joined is just a stone throw from where I live. And it isn't all that. It's a few treadmills, a few cross trainers and rowing machines, and some weights. So it's really basic place. But it just means that I can be there within a few minutes. I've started swimming again, but I go somewhere else for swimming and I just go once a week. I do like swimming, it just, for some reason, it gives me a good balance. There's something therapeutic about last week this guy threw some eucalyptus on in the sauna, and it was lovely just breathing that in. And I do like eucalyptus, so I figured I could do 30 minutes, which isn't very much, I know, but it's an introduction to the gym again because I haven't been for so long. And it's just a way for me to ease in. So I just did it cardio last week. I went on the treadmill for 30 minutes. I did a fast walk, then a run, then a fast walk, then a run. Nothing too strenuous because I don't want my body to be in an absolute shock, and I want to enjoy it, but I'm just going to ease myself in, if that makes sense. And that way I will keep it up. But I figured I'll go on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, just 30 minutes, but I will increase it to maybe 45 minutes, then an hour, and maybe start introducing some other aspects of the gym. But at the minute, the treadmill is fine for me on the creative front. It's been a really intriguing month. So first of all, I wrote a song, and the song is called Let's Raise a Glass, and it's all about remembering our loved ones at Christmas time. It's quite a sentimental, emotional, easy listening song, because to me that's what Christmas is it's part of the mix of Christmas, how you have a bit of nostalgia and sadness along with the parties and the gifts, etc. But I've wrote this song because I just want to I was interested in exploring that sentiment, and I'm going to send it as a Christmas card to family and friends. But what I've decided to do is reach out to some fantastic musicians to help me produce it, record it, mix it, because it's a nice song and I want it to be the best it can be. Of course I'll have to pay them, but I've got this guy who lives in my region who's very, very well respected. I'm just waiting for him to give me some dates over the summer so we can record this. And I'm looking at getting guitarists in and other musicians to really make this the best it can be. Yes, it might be a bit of an expensive project for a Christmas card idea, but I just want this to be something that I've done, and I want it to be as best it can be. Now, after what happened to Paula last week, I thought maybe I could try and see if there was any interest in it to raise funds for cancer research. Is there a way that I could? Of course, I would have to see if it was any good first, if it resonated well with people, and if it had, if it was good enough to do that. So I will revisit that at some point, but I'm just reaching out to find some fantastic musicians. There might even be some musicians out there, people like you. If you play an instrument, let me know. Because, now you can record things virtually, can't you? You don't even have to be in the same room, which is great. But this is a really enjoyable project for me, and I'm going to get some backing singers and really get the best that I can. The other good news is I am writing a project with my good friend. Now he is currently being developed by the BBC as a new aspiring writer, which is great news for him. He's super talented. But we wrote a Christmas film last year, which is great. We're just hoping to attract somebody to make it, really. But this new one is a thriller, and it's set in the Scottish Highlands. And we met last week to talk about outlining the project, which is going to be what I am going to be doing, because he is currently working on this project with the BBC. And he's such an inspiration. He's a younger guy than me, but he's got 2 or 3 kids, very young, one's a baby, and he works full-time in the financial sector, and he is also writing on an evening after his day job, so he's super flat out busy, but he is working away, and he wants to kind of look to go part-time and develop his writing career, but he won't do that until he knows that he's established, if that makes sense. But he is super talented, and I know this is going to happen for him, and it's an exciting project for him to be involved in. I'm super excited for him. I mean, I have had endorsements from the UK Film Council many years ago, and I got to make 3 films which were funded professionally, and I had a whole crew and everything. The other good news I have is that I have a really good friendship base of filmmakers, and they are super talented. They're freelancers and make a lot of TV commercials, but they want to make a feature film. Now, my other friend, who we're all friends, he is writing a script at the moment about, it's a scary one, this is, and it's one about, think of a Blumhouse style, with jump scares and that kind of stuff. But I am going to direct it, so I'm going to be working with the actors and helping to bring it to the screen. But it's a really exciting time because we've got some serious equipment between us. I'm talking sexy cameras, microphones, lighting, rigs, all of that really interesting stuff. We've got them as a collective, and we're just going to put our talents together in a big pool and we're going to aim to make a really great movie with hardly any budget whatsoever. So I'm super excited at the idea of directing, because I love people. I love to work with people. It's a very exciting project. So as you can see, I've got 3 really cool projects taking place at the moment, which have just come in the month of April. Yeah, very exciting. I'm still doing that really cool manifestation thing I mentioned in the last video. So every morning I am counting my blessings. I'm listing 10 things that I'm truly grateful for in my life. And then I have a daily practice where we look at different aspects of your life that you need to find gratitude for. Health was the one I did today, but yesterday it was all about relationships and finances, all that kind of stuff. But it just gives a good broad overview of everything in our lives that kind of form our day-to-day existence. Jobs, family, friends, finances, etc. And I'm really getting a lot from this daily practice. It is so good, so powerful, and it works. It really, really works. So I've had some really unexpected good news coming along lately, which has come from nowhere, but I do believe in heightening your vibration, as I said in the video last week. Honestly, it's such a good practice because it clears your mindset. It gives you energy. You just start to look at the world a little bit different and being thankful for things. I know I did rant on last week about it, but I just want to share with you how brilliant it is. It's called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, and it's a 21-day exercise, if you like, but you just get yourself a book and some pens, and you start journaling aspects of your life on a daily basis. It's done wonders for my mood and my outlook, and helps you just to look at some of the sad things that happen and just look at it a little bit differently than just catastrophizing or getting upset, that kind of thing. Yeah. The other good news was my sister passed her driving test the other day, which is phenomenal. When my dad passed away in 2002, we were the only two drivers of the family, so my dad and me. Dad passed away sadly, and I've been the only driver in my immediate family, but now my sister has passed her test, and she's my youngest sibling, and I'm just so ecstatic. It's a wonderful feeling when you pass your driving test. You feel like you're walking on air. I remember me passing mine in the late 90s, and it was the best feeling ever, because I was actually going to the US a month or so later, and I had to drive. And at that time, you didn't have to have your license for a period of time. It was just you needed a valid UK driver's license to be able to hire a car in the United States. And it all happened for me, and I was just ecstatic. I was over the moon. When did you pass your driving test? Was it a big deal for you? It was certainly a big deal for me. Well, that about sums up April for me. So, a lot going on. New jobs, losing a dear friend, finding this daily practice, which is brilliant. 3 really cool creative projects. My sister passing her driving license. Yeah, it's been a very bittersweet month, but yeah, it's all good and everything is going to be alright, which is brilliant. But I am going to say good night to you, my lovely subscribers, and once again I want to thank you for everything you do for me, all of the lovely comments and the views, and just making me feel that I'm making a difference to somebody out there. Somebody's enjoying this content and enjoying being on the journey with me, and checking in each week to see how things are going, whether I'm talking about Loch Ness monsters or ghosts or even just life rambles. Well, I'm going to sign off and wish you all a very restful night's sleep. You take care, and I will see you soon. Bye bye for now.